everybody. Happy Wednesday. Beautiful day it is. Door is open.
Hot out there.
Hot
We're
out
talking,
there.
And we're talking red wine.
But we're talking a lot of things. We're also talking picnics.
That's true. That's true. But we are talking some pretty awesome red wines today. So if we're going to be talking about red wines on a 30-degree day, at least we're talking about these red wines because I'm really, really happy to have these back in stock. Domaine Ferrand is hands down for me the best deal we get in the Rhone Valley. The wines fly off the shelf. Everything from the Chardonnay down to the basic Côte du Rhône are spectacular values. And the staff are pretty happy to see these coming in.
It's such a good deal that Kevin actually just made me double check all the pricing
Triple
before
check.
we came live because he couldn't believe the deal that we have it on for. So
True story. Well, we have three wines here. We'll start at the top. So Châteauneuf-du-Pape, Domaine Ferrand, they kind of restarted the winery in 1995. So Philippe Brave, the current winemaker there, and his son actually has kind of taken the reins, which has been fun. We've been working with these wines since 2004. And I remember his little guy used to be kicking around the winery when we go visit, and now he's helping Dad make the wines, which is really cool. But it's just a fabulous estate. What the backbone of this is 2 plots of Grenache that were planted just before and just after World War I. So we're talking about vines that are pushing 100 years old now. It really shows in the real pedigree of this wine. It's beautiful old vine Grenache. 90%, and then the last 10% is made up from kind of all the other grape varieties that are allowed in Châteauneuf and little sort of field blends. But really it drinks to me mostly like Grenache, and this 18 is just so delicious. We tried it last week and it was just such a stunning wine. It's silky, it's elegant, it's complex, it's already drinking. I thought really, really well for such a young Châteauneuf.
they've always been some of my favorites, and especially for that approachability in its youth, right? It's not a wine that you have to spend a huge amount of money on and age for 10, 15 years before you really want to get into it. You could decant that and enjoy it right now.
Yeah, that's the cool thing with Ferrand, right? So $63. The wine is elegant, it's pretty, it's really kind of silky. It almost kind of drinks like Burgundy a little bit to me. It's perfumed. Yeah, it'll last 10, 15 years, but it's already showing so well. If you just really want that great Châteauneuf experience, it's ready to roll. And it's not that kind of rustic, stewy style that you don't really feel the heat in the wine. It's just a really pretty wine. So really happy to have that back on the shelf. But maybe even happier to have this guy, which I made you double check the price 3 times because I thought this was $33. It's not, it's $29.95, which to me I think is a really exceptional deal. Ferrand is in the north corner of Châteauneuf-du-Pape, sort of by the town of Orange. So they're in kind of a cooler section, and they don't have those sort of pebbly soils that you're used to seeing in Châteauneuf. They're sitting more on sort of clay soils. So the style of the wine is much cooler, more elegant, and more refined. And this vineyard actually just sits across the road from Châteauneuf. So it's really old vines, 60, 80 years old, and it's just a step outside of Châteauneuf-du-Pape. So it really is kind of that mini kind of Châteauneuf-du-Pape experience. And it's almost never on the shelf. So the last 2 years, a year ago they didn't even make it. Last year it sold out in 1 week. This year they had a really good vintage and they gave us way more wine than we normally get. So we're actually going to get to pop this on the shelf, which is great. So more people are going to get a chance to try it. And if you love Côte du Rhône or Châteauneuf, you got to give this a shot. It's like absolutely drop dead gorgeous.
It's always been one of my favorites because, again, the price is crazy, crazy good for the quality of wine that you're getting. But also, if you did want to play around with aging something for, say, 5 years, that's a wine that really can hold up to a little bit of time and just gets better and better.
Yeah, I mean, I can't keep my hands off it. I've never been able to age it because I see it in the basement and I just want to drink it.
I've enjoyed other people's.
Yeah, if other people with a little more, restraint can age it for us, we'll happily drink it. But it is really, I had this last night. It's such a gorgeous wine, and I think for under $30, it might be the best deal in the store for me. And then the Mistral, which is always a favorite. I just love how generous this wine is. It's so juicy, it's fun. It's 100% Grenache, but it's from the younger vines. So by making this wine, it allows them to put just the oldest vineyards in here, and then they've got a place to put the young vines. It's $24.95. It's just like, it's like a little puppy dog that want to make you happy, right? It just comes and wagging its tail.
Talking about it last week, and you were saying, like when you're outside barbecuing or you're just sitting on the patio and you want some red wine, like this is kind of your go-to that way.
Yeah.
When you're ready to, move into dinner, something a little more structured, you've got your old vine or, of course, the Châteauneuf.
Yeah, I just pop this in the ice, right? Throw it in the cooler for like 5 or 10 minutes, and just get a little chill on it, and you really get that really pretty, like bright sort of Grenache experience for a really good deal. So if you love Grenache or Southern Rhone wines at all, do come down and give these a shot because they are absolutely spectacular.
I think my favorite thing you've ever told me about these guys is that they just like to keep their prices super low, right? Like their neighbors are selling for almost double what these guys go for, but yet they do that so that we just buy it all and they can go fishing.
It's a good story, right? I mean, Philippe's got life figured out. He knows that this wine could probably go for $80 and still sell out, but he doesn't have a sales staff, he doesn't have a secretary, he doesn't have to travel, he doesn't really have to work to sell it. By keeping the price down, just keeps his life simple, right? And it's good philosophy. I like the way he goes.
Do what you love and then live happy. Drink some good wine.
What do you got for a pack for us this week? Looks, you got a little glassware in there.
I do. Well, we are now in June. We can now go picnic, and there are some parks available in Calgary that you can have a little wine with your picnic.
Yeah. New rules.
New rules.
I like it.
But just because it is sunny and warm, we thought a little picnic pack would be a fun way to go. So we threw in a couple of corksicles because, here, one for you, one for me.
There you go. You need these. I used mine last night out on the deck.
Right?
You know what's great about these is you never spill your wine, right? You can lock it up. They really do keep things cold for an incredibly long period of time. You know, a glass of white wine in there and it just stays nice and icy cold. And they just clean up so easy. I love those. I use them almost every day.
Yeah.
And I like what you picked for wine. The Miser, that has got to be the wine for summer, right? Dry
This has been on my patio a couple of times already this year.
No surprise.
Dry Riesling, it's got everything I want, that bit of minerality, that little bit of citrusy finish, crisp green apple. It is just like so easy.
It's a fun
and
wine.
the best thing about it is it's a liter.
Yeah, just when you think you should be out of wine,
You're not.
you're not. You still got a couple glasses more in there. Perfect.
And then the new one from Malaya, the new Tempranillo, because again, sometimes we still want a little bit of red wine, but that one's awesome because it's just, again, like more medium, it's super juicy, it's fresh, it's just so easy, and they all have screw tops.
Perfect.
If you're not me, you might not have a corkscrew in your purse. Who knows?
There you go. It's just easy, accessible, good backyard wine. And what's the pack going for?
So the pack is going for $94.95.
Right on. Great little deal, and you'll be using these cups all summer long. Trust me on that. They're great. Anything else?
That's it. Come down and see us. Doors open.
Yeah, doors are wide open this weekend.
People are smiling under these from the sunshine, I promise.
Absolutely. Hopefully we'll be getting rid of these soon and we can actually taste some wine with you guys coming up. So we are looking forward to that because I hate talking about wine if I can't taste it.
Okay, see you soon.
Thanks.